Okay. If you are confused by this, maybe we should spend actually put it in the. Yeah, I can do it in segments. I'm a little limited because I'm on an educational YouTube channel, which is a little different. Maybe I'll split this into two. And I think what I want to do first is show you how to get to this place. So what should have been happening over the last few weeks is we should have been building up to this thing. And notice that we have chords, melody, chords, and bass. So the first half of this is going to remind you guys how to catch up. I'm going to stop, and then I'm going to give you a second video that's going to show you how to move forward. So this is our first one. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to start by going to our Google Classroom, and we're going to kind of just look around. Anything that's labeled C major is important. I know there's been a lot of assignments that are named C major, and that's confusing, but I want you guys to understand the fact that we're like layering up a project, and we've been building these little bricks. So for instance, we have the C major idea, and look at this. We have these YouTube videos about how to create the flats, those little MIDI files, and download those and import them in the audio tool. Guys, these are so important. If you got confused during this assignment is building up to a larger project. Yes, you should have all of your ideas. Okay. And if for some reason you got behind on this, or maybe you know how to do it, but you didn't save it properly, it's not that big of a deal. Okay. So you'll be able to catch up very, very quickly. And hopefully I'll be able to show you how to do that right now. Okay. So, notice here, week 15, I made this due, not today, but on Wednesday. I want you to show me the halfway stuff. Now, halfway is a little bit farther than this. Okay. A little bit farther than this, but just like 1 or 2 steps. So I'm going to give you guys a review, and then I'm going to show you how to get it up to where I want to on Wednesday. And then I know audio tool hurts your head. It's true though. You know what? This program has so many doodads and facets is that's why we take things so slowly in it. Because I know it takes you guys some time to learn all the ins and outs of this program, and that's okay. Okay? And that's actually part of the reason we use flat as well. So first thing, if you forgot how to get the flat, I'm going to move this to the top. Sorry, this got kind of buried. But use the Mr. Dean bookmarks. You're going to go to music first. Okay, this is how you get to flat. I'm going to remind you guys how to do this. Okay, and you're going to log in. Oh my gosh, this course is going to take forever now that I'm streaming this with you guys. And you know what, Gavin? Everybody's bad at this. We're learning how to write songs, and it just doesn't happen right away. It takes a whole lifetime to write songs. There's a very famous author named Malcolm Gladwell, and he has this book that talks about 10,000 hours, about how when in order to be really good at something, you have to do it for 10,000 hours. And what I like about that is, it takes a little bit of talent to do something really well. But, even if you're just kind of okay at something, if you work really hard, if you put in just hours and hours into it, or 10,000 hours, you'll get better out of it. Boy, this is taking forever to log in to music first. I'm not quite sure why this is happening.
Mr. Dean?
Yeah.
Do you think maybe you can put flat as one of the bookmarks?
I can't. You have to log into it through Music First. We actually pay for it. Yeah. And so Music First is a service that we pay for that includes flat.
Oh.
Yeah. And I know it's a little fiddly to get there, but that's why we have to do it like this. You have to log into Music First. Maybe I'll add a little note in there that you can get to flat. And then from here, I'm hoping that you guys have a couple ideas. And look at this. Hey, that was 14 days ago. So over the last few weeks, we have a couple C major ideas. And you guys would have gone into flat here and gone through the very specific instructions of getting things that look like this, right? And we have 3 guitars, one with the melody, one with the chords that we had copied. If we forgot how to do this, we have plenty of videos. And then one with the bass line, the root of each of the chords, meaning if this is a C major chord, then this is a C. Okay. The bottom note of this has to match this note right here. Actually, it has to be a separate thing. Okay. And then once you've gone through and followed these instructions, by the way, I want you to do this at least 3 times. You should have 3 ideas by this point. 3 of them. And what you would do, once you're done with those ideas, you're going to download a MIDI file, which shows up over here. And once you have that MIDI file, you're going to go over to here. And I might even just kind of, let's see if we can just get this going. I'm going to go into a synthesizer. I'm going to right click on that synthesizer in a blank area. I'm going to say import MIDI file. And it's going to be, okay, C major, idea 1. Boop. Now my ears might look a little different. But boom, I have these ideas. I want you guys to notice that this looks very similar to this one, but that's how they show up. Okay. And then what I did was I created 3 synthesizers. 1, 2, 3. I created 3 of them. And I made each synthesizer like its own thing. I want you guys to know something really careful here. This one is all in one line. And I have 2 ideas inside of here. I have this green idea. Then I have this blue idea. Let's see if I can. Now, if you don't remember how to create new synthesizer, you can double click. Boop. And it just adds one over here. Double click over there again. It just adds another one. Get out of here, little window. Why does it do that? You can also drag them in. That's really helpful. I'm trying to remember why this is showing up. Oh my gosh, I'm having such a tough time. Okay, drag this in. 3 synthesizers. Get out of here. Why is it doing that? Anyone help me out? You guys know why this is happening like this? Oh, it's because I'm not adding synthesizers. Oh my gosh. I was adding the wrong thing. Let me go back to here. Sorry, everybody. There we go. Okay. Mr. Dean was doing bad idea things. If you ever add instruments you don't want, you can just X out of them. Mr. Dean was making bad mistakes. Adding things that don't really belong. Okay. Now, if you forgot how to add synthesizers, you just drag them over. So I'm going to make a 1 synthesizer. 2 synthesizers. And 3 synthesizers. Okay. And then, now that I've added a bunch of those, remember let's say this first synthesizer I'm going to call Melody. Yeah, I know. I'm like loaded up with them right now. We want one called Melody. Wrong computer. Melody. We want one called Chords. You should label these. Just follow. Just look. And then we're going to label this one Bass. Okay, reminder, anytime you have a number 2, those are all bass lines. All of the bass lines should be played by the bass instrument. Okay, and then my chords, all of my chords are going to go down to the chords, and all of my melodies are going to go down to the melodies. And if you have a bunch of extra blank synthesizers, you can just X out of them. See what I did? All the melodies, all the number 0s go into 1. We don't want them in more than 1. We just want them all in 1. We also want your ideas to be different colors. That way you can tell the difference. So we have our C major idea 1, then our idea number 2, because these have to match. Okay, these have to match up. Now, let's talk about what we do here. Let's just work on the base. So notice when I turn on these little dots, we just have the base dot.